be ruthless to the things that do not matter. As we're about to enter a brand new year, on New Year's Eve, the majority of people, I'd say in fact, make resolutions about who they're going to be in the new year. That this is the time, that this is the moment, that for whatever reason, as we embark on a new year, now it is acceptable to make those changes, to do those things that are going to change your life. This is the moment where it's like, okay, cool, now we can do something about this. And I often reflect on this, that one, why does it take a new year, a new week, Monday, start of the month, or whatever it may be, for it to be acceptable to start something new? Why does it take this moment to be like, yeah, okay, now I can officially go all in. Now I can be ready to make a change, to do what is required, to change who I'm going to be for the better. Why can't we just make a decision on a random Tuesday one day when finally it's enough, and be like, now I am ready? Why do we need these definitive lines in the sand, a new week, a new month, a new year, to be like, okay, now enough is enough. Now is the time. Now is my moment to go out and do what is required. But regardless, if that's what it takes, that's what it takes, because now is the perfect moment. If that's what you have been waiting for, if you have been waiting for the new year to rock in, now is your moment. And now is your moment to be absolutely ruthless to the things that do not matter. I see these memes float around the internet quite frequently, and it's like, disappear for 90 days and become someone different. There is some truth in that statement. And a lot of people brush it off and laugh at it and think it's funny and all that kind of stuff. But I think there is legitimately some real truth in being like, I am going to be ruthless to the things that do not matter. I'm going to cut off everything that does not serve me. And for the next 90, I'd suggest 126 days, I am going all in. I'm going to disappear, and it's just going to be me and the work. Because in 126 days, you could be a completely different person. And I mean that. A completely different person. If you become ruthless to the things that do not matter, that do not serve you, that serve no purpose, you could be a different person in 126 days. So why not make 2025 that year? As I said, I think it's a fascinating insight into us as a society, the psychological need to pick these starting points. But since we're here, since we're at the major one, why not make it happen? Why not become completely ruthless to the things that do not matter? And the further I get down this path, the more I realize that we are so attached to so many things that do not serve us. All of them are around dopamine chasing. All of them are around things that do not bring us joy, do not bring us true happiness, do not progress us forward, do not improve our life. The three principles I like to do when it comes to things like this is, does it make me money? Does it make me grow? Does it make me happy? If it doesn't fall into those three categories, is it really worth my time? Is it worth my focus, my attention, my effort? Usually the answer is no. And you need to start asking these questions. And as I said, I'm on to phase 3 of 126 to greatness. As in, I have completed 2 full phases of 126 to greatness, 126 days with no days off. And each time I level it up. And each time I progressed forward. And in the first one, it was just pretty much exclusively on the fitness front. And that was enough because I was so out of congruence with myself. I wasn't being authentic. I was being the height of hypocrisy. You know, I was a personal trainer who was fat, who was out of shape, who ate whatever the fuck he wanted. I was the complete epitome of everything that I didn't want to be. I was fat. I hated who I saw in the mirror. I hated that I was, you know, saying on the one hand, do this, and on the other hand, living a fucking lie. It was horrendous. So those first 126 days was just all in to fix that. And then the next 126 days, I started at that notion of the relentless and ruthless removal of things that didn't matter. But I didn't quite get there. It was still incredibly hard. I added other things which were going to force me to grow, were going to force me to improve. But for this phase, for the third phase, I'm at the point where I want to see what my potential could look like. I want to see who I could be if I was all in. I want to see what could happen if I was truly ruthless to all the things that don't matter. And so that is what I've done. And in this phase, and it's going to ramp up even more with the new year, because I've been on holidays with the family, so I've been spending a lot more time with my family. But as the new year kicks in and I go back to work and I go back to that, we're going into completely ruthless. That if they don't fall under those three categories, if it doesn't earn me money, it doesn't help me grow, and it doesn't make me happy, I will not do those things. I will not give those things the time of day. They will not take any of my focus. They will not take any of my energy. They will not take any of my attention. None of that will happen. I am getting ruthless with the things that do not serve me. That's where I'm at. So that means I have removed all TV. I have removed social scrolling. I have removed, no, I did this ages ago, alcohol, junk food. I have removed any form of dopamine, you know. I'm going to go on this concept of I want to see for the next 90 days, for the first 90 days of 2025, can I not spend any money on anything that isn't necessary, that isn't a requirement? Can I spend no money on things that aren't food and necessities? Not that I don't have the capacity to spend that money, but for the sake of the discipline building that comes from not indulging in things that do not serve me. As I said, I'm trying to remove everything that doesn't progress me forward, that doesn't push me towards being the best version of myself. And that's what it's about. As I said, being relentless and ruthless to the things that do not serve me. That's where I'm at with this. That's what I'm working towards. And already, it has been a massive, massive wake-up call to how much time I waste on things that have no benefit, that have no meaning, that do not serve me in any capacity. That's been a really, really important time. So my challenge to you at this point would be to look into your life and actually start questioning what matters to you, what actually serves you, what is of actual benefit to your life. What things do you need to start removing from your life? And as I said for myself, when I started with 126, I started at the very, very beginning. And I just started with the health and fitness. So if that's your biggest thing right now, start there. But remove the things that do not serve you, that do not provide value to your life in terms of your health and fitness. remove alcohol, remove junk food, remove all foods that aren't going to progress you forward, that aren't going to benefit your life. Start there. Become ruthless to the things that do not serve you. Because I think you'll be shocked at how much you are leaving on the table purely by not being the best version of yourself. Purely by not going out and being ruthless to the things that don't serve you. And that's my mission for 2025. For myself, and hopefully you as well, is to see what my highest potential is when I remove the things that don't serve me. And as I said, as I keep going further and further down this line, I realize how much, not just me, but people in general, waste their life, waste time on things that provide zero value to us. We've had this discussion before, that, we waste a lot of times on things that don't actually benefit our lives. And I've had a few people say things like, TV, video games, social media, those kinds of things, they make them happy. And I'm like, they don't. They really don't. Maybe video games with friends, I would say, would be the exception to the rule. But even then, in small doses. And that's because that becomes a social outlet. But the majority of those things don't provide any value whatsoever. They do not improve your life. They don't actually make you happy. The sensations that you are feeling are actually just dopamine being released into your brain from a reaction to the things that you think are making you happy. They aren't actually providing you value. They aren't actually progressing you towards who you want to be at any level. And I think this becomes that one, that we need to disappear for 126 days. We need to go all in on ourselves. We need to discover who we could be if we went all in. If we were ruthless to the things that do not matter, that do not serve you. Who could you be? Like, where is your potential line? What is possible for you out there? Physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Who could you be if all these things were functioning at their highest level? And I got questioned on that one the other day about balance on it. And I do firmly believe balance is bullshit. That you can't have true balance. What you have is swinging balance. Because balance is zero. Balance is nothing in any of the areas. That is what balance means. If we're balancing out the scales, we're at zero. So that means that you aren't actually getting anything from those areas. But who could you be if you used swinging value? So right now for the next, let's take tomorrow for example, New Year's Day. I'm probably going to clock in a 16-hour workday. My wife is taking the kids up to see their grandparents, and I'm home alone until the next day, till Thursday morning. Then we're going away again. I am going to be completely and totally out of balance. The only thing I'm doing tomorrow is working. There is literally nothing else happening tomorrow except working. And then the same thing Thursday morning. I'm going to get up super early and I'm going to work because, again, I'm about to swing the balance pendulum in the other way. I'm about to enjoy a blissful time away with my family for a couple of days. So that pendulum's going to swing the other direction. Balance isn't this equal distribution. It is swinging in those two directions. So yeah, from tonight, all of tomorrow and Thursday morning, there is nothing but work. There is absolutely nothing happening but work. I am all in. I am dedicated. I am doing everything that I can to progress myself forward in my business and that area of my life. So there is no balance. I'm being ruthless to the things that do not serve me. I don't need to do anything else tomorrow but fucking work. And so I'm going to be ruthless to those things that don't serve me. I'm removing all the things that are distractions tomorrow. And just in general, as I said, for the next, at least 3 months because I'm, nearly 30 days into my 126 days, I am removing absolutely everything that could be considered a distraction. I am removing absolutely everything that could prevent me from being the best version of myself, because I want to see what my potential will be. So yeah, I'm not going to live in balance, but if that means I get to live the best of my life, if that opens up the avenues to achieve everything that I desire, isn't that worth not living in balance? And I want this to be understood though. Not living in balance is removing distractions that don't serve me. That does not include my wife and my kids. That does not include my health and my exercise. No, those things are still built in. They are very definitive, important parts of my life. And they are parts that will have time mapped out for them and very deliberately planned and allocated time for. The distractions are the things that don't mean anything. As I said, any and all of the dopamine chasing, TV, video games, social media, spending unnecessary money on unnecessary things, all those kinds of dopamine chasing, alcohol, junk food, all of that, none of it. It's family, it's health, it's business. There is nothing else in my life. Because I want to know what my potential is. I want to know who I can be on the other side. I want to know what happens if I am unbelievably ruthless to those things that do not serve me, to those things that do not matter. I want to know who I can become on the other side of that. And as I said, I think that is the perfect New Year's resolution. I just got a bit of a jump start on it. I just started a little bit earlier. But I think if you want to see who you can become, if you want to see what your potential truly is, if you want to see who you can and should be, there is no moment like this moment right now. There is no moment like this moment here and now. Take advantage of all the momentum that comes with the start of a new year. All the momentum that comes with a brand new day, a brand new year. All that momentum so that you can see who you could be. So you can discover who you could be on the other side of those distractions. Because let's be real here. Even if it's only just for 126 days, if you get a glimpse of who you could be, of what your possibilities are, of what your potential is, I think you'll be addicted to it. As I said, each and every phase that I progress to with 126, I level up because I'm like, wow, I didn't realize how much I was leaving on the table. And then I level it up again and I'm like, wow, I didn't realize how much I was leaving on the table. I don't know what the next phase is. I don't know what comes after this phase. I don't know what else it is, but to be honest, I didn't know at the start of 126 that I'd have more to give. I didn't know at the beginning of that there would be more that I could do. And that's part of the journey as well. We often joke about and talk about that, and joking is probably the wrong terminology, but it's not the destination, it's who you become along the way. And I think that's so true, because I started this journey to get a six-pack. I started this journey to stop being a fat sack of shit. I started this journey to stop questions like, Daddy, why do you have bigger boobs than Mummy? I started this journey because I hated the man in the mirror. But who I've become on this journey has been so much more valuable than the physical components, has been so much more value than just showing up as a fitter version of myself. Who I've become and who I've learned, like what I've learned about myself, that is worth its weight in gold. That's worth everything. And that's what this is about. So as I progress into the new year, as I progress through phase 3, as I progress to see who I can be and what my potential truly could be, that's what excites me about this. That's what lights me up. That's the exciting part of what's on the other side of removing all these distractions. What's on the other side of getting rid of all the things that do not serve me? I don't know, but I'm excited to find out. I'm damn excited to find out. And if you're ready to take that journey, to find out who you can be on the other side of all your distractions, to become ruthless to the things that do not serve you, shoot me a message. Let's get you into chasing greatness. Let's begin that journey. Let's begin greatness daily. If you're not quite there yet, click the link in my bio. Grab my top 10 tools to transform your mental toughness. And lastly, if you took value from this, if you enjoyed it, if it spoke to you, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. I'm here every single day, sharing from the front, sharing my journey as I go through this, sharing the lessons that I learn, and hoping to help you bypass all the mistakes I've made along the way and inspire you onto your own journeys. But I'll be back again tomorrow with a whole new year and a whole new opportunity to take this on. Until then.